what does it truly mean to live a holy life? Is it something we can achieve, or is it a lifelong journey? In the Catholic faith, holiness is not just a distant ideal, it's a call that each of us is invited to answer. Holiness means living in a way that reflects the love, goodness, and grace of God in our daily lives. It's about becoming the person God created us to be, living in harmony with His will and reflecting His love to the world around us. In the first letter of Peter, 1 Peter 1 verse 16, we are reminded of God's call, "Be holy, for I am holy." This is not a suggestion, but a divine command. God, who is perfect in holiness, calls us to share in His holiness. It is a call that is both challenging and beautiful. But how do we respond to this call in our everyday lives? First, holiness begins with recognizing that we are all called to be saints. The Church teaches that every Christian is called to holiness, regardless of their state in life, whether they are married, single, or religious. In Lumen Gentium, the dogmatic constitution on the Church, the Second Vatican Council affirms that holiness is the vocation of every believer, stating that all are called to become saints through their actions, prayers, and sacramental life. To live a holy life means putting God at the center of our lives. Jesus, in the Gospel of Matthew, teaches us that the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, Matthew 22 verse 37. Holiness is about loving God fully, allowing Him to shape and guide every aspect of our lives. This love for God is reflected in how we treat others, especially the poor, the sick, and the marginalized. As St. John says in 1 John 4 verse 20, "If anyone says, 'I love God,' and hates his brother, he is a liar." Holiness is rooted in love for God and love for our neighbor. Living a holy life also means embracing the sacraments. The sacraments are the channels of God's grace that help us grow in holiness. The Eucharist, in particular, is the source and summit of our Christian life. In receiving the body and blood of Christ, we are united with Him and strengthened to live a life of holiness. Confession also plays a crucial role, offering us forgiveness and the opportunity to start anew. Holiness does not mean living a life of perfection. We all struggle with sin and weakness. But holiness is about striving to grow in virtue and seeking God's forgiveness when we fall. It is about humility and recognizing that we can do nothing without God's grace. As St. Paul writes in Philippians 4 verse 13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Finally, holiness involves daily surrender. It means dying to ourselves and allowing God to work in us. Saint Teresa of Calcutta once said, "Holiness is not the luxury of the few, but a simple duty for you and me." Holiness is found in the small, everyday acts of love, kindness, and service. It's in the way we treat our family, our colleagues, and even strangers. It's in our efforts to forgive, to be patient, to be generous, and to act with integrity. In conclusion, the call to holiness is a call to love, to grace, and to transformation. It is a call to live with purpose and intention, placing God at the center of our lives and allowing His love to shine through us. Holiness is not about being perfect, it is about striving every day to be more like Christ. Let us answer this call, remembering that God does not ask for perfection, but for a willing heart. May we say yes to this call and allow God's grace to lead us to a life of holiness, where we grow in love, virtue, and faith.